Sometimes you got to wonder, is there any hope for a movie? And I'm going to tell you what, for The Crow, there's going to be a mountain it's going to have to climb. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? We're going to be talking about The Crow and the ensuing drama as it continues to build and build and build. This thing is about to explode. It's absolutely crazy. For any of you guys that saw my trailer reaction and also my thoughts, first of all, if you haven't, check it out. Definitely a lot of interesting comments on that video and a lot of fans talking about how they feel that this new movie will be and how it may actually disrupt, maybe even damage the legacy of the Brandon Lee film. And I've got some thoughts on that, man. I really, really do. First of all, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It really helps to support the channel and the content. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the Nightwatch Zone, this is the time to do it. Do it. Become a part of this fantastic movie community where you'll never love and talk about movies the same. So, guys, listen. I saw the trailer just like you, and I've had a lot of different thoughts just kind of coming in and out of my head, man. It's like, there's a part of me that's kind of mad that, first of all, it's even being done. I'm a huge fan of the Brandon Lee movie. There's no doubt about that. I'll always be a big fan of the Brandon Lee movie. So anytime you're talking about remakes, or maybe even sequels, hell, man, I wasn't even happy about the sequels when they came out. I still haven't watched all of them. So that just tells you what my mindset was back in the day and how much I really latched onto that Brandon Lee movie. Now, as a YouTuber, watching films, talking about films, having discussions, interacting with the movie community, you get a different take on things, and you have to be a bit more open-minded because you're going to watch movies that you damn sure don't want to watch, and sometimes they're exactly what you think they are, and sometimes they're not, right? With The Crow, like I've said, and I think a lot of people have keyed in on this, it looks to be very action heavy. The only thing that I can say is that as an action film fan, I like that aspect of it in and of itself, not so much for a Crow film, but we'll see. In a trailer, we've seen time and time again that sometimes they will take the absolute best parts of the film and put them in the trailer. Or if it's an action movie, they might actually take the best action pieces and put them in the trailer. And I'm not saying that's what Lionsgate did with this, but you never know. We won't know until we see the film. That being said, I have a few good friends that have talked about the atmosphere and how it's nowhere near the atmosphere that we saw in the Brandon Lee film. And that's true as far as what we see so far. That film, man, again, it was full of atmosphere, gritty, dirty. It almost had you on edge. The atmosphere itself, the setting of the film itself, the city landscape, that was actually a character, and I appreciated that. We'll see what this one will do. Again, it's very high class looking, it's very John Wick-esque looking, and I think Lionsgate, business wise, maybe I can understand that because the John Wick movies have been so successful and have really commandeered a new style for action films. So I'm sure they're figuring, let's just cash in on that. Let's just keep doing what has been making money. Each John Wick film has made more and more money. Okay, so I get that from the business side of things. If that was how it was looked at, it makes sense that it's probably how they looked at it. But here's the thing, guys. A lot of us are just really we're either on the fence, and a lot of you guys are pissed. I mean, pissed off. There have been a couple comments that I read where people are saying, man, I hope it doesn't make any money. This is a travesty. This is destroying Brandon Lee's legacy and all those involved. This will be the worst film of all time. And look, I mean, anytime we get to those types of statements, I just got to step back for a moment and think about it, because this film could be really bad. And I mean, really bad. But I don't think it's going to be the worst film ever. I just don't. Um, we'll see. We'll see, right? But we've had some people also talk about the look, the way that they decided to go for Bill Skarsgård's look as Eric Draven. And again, when I saw the still image, whoo, I was like, that's not really doing a lot for me. Seeing him in motion, moving in action, seeing a little bit of the story backdrop, I was kind of like, okay, maybe this will be all right, because it's just different. It's just different. And again, guys, we don't know yet. When we talk about how a film based upon a trailer or an image is going to be horrible, or if an actor portraying a popular character, how their take is going to suck. Look, man, I've got a couple examples. One of my biggest examples is this guy. Okay, we all remember, and if you don't remember, if you weren't around then, let me just tell you, when they showed the first image of Heath Ledger as a Joker, man, everyone I knew was just like, what the hell is this? I think they had something online where they showed, it was like a blurred image of the Joker, and of course his version of the Joker is very gritty and it's dark, it's a lot more intense than Jack Nicholson's, right? Or Cesar Romero's, anything we had seen before of the Joker, myself included. I was like, man, I don't know about this, man. Batman Begins was pretty good, but I don't know about this Dark Knight. I don't know about this movie. I'm in the theater watching The Dark Knight. Right in the beginning, during the bank robbery scene, I was instantly hooked. I was like, okay, all right, he's good. He's gonna be good. And come to find out, it was an iconic performance. It rivaled, maybe even surpassed Jack Nicholson's version of the Joker. For some people, it did. So it was an example of how you just don't know. You don't know until you know. I mean, the same thing could be said for a lot of fans of Superman, with Henry Cavill portraying Superman. It's never going to be Christopher Reeve. It's never going to be, never going to touch it. And look, man, I mean, for some fans, that was true. And even after they saw the film, it remained to be true. But I think that we just got to, I guess what I'm saying, guys, is that we're all, myself included, we're still grieving. Let's just call it what it is. We're still grieving over Brandon Lee and the film and what it means to us, what it meant to us, what it means to us. And that's okay. That's okay to be feeling like that. I was really so against this movie when I first heard about it. When I heard that Jason Momoa was attached, I was like, are you fucking serious? Come on, man. Don't do this to the Brandon Lee film. And one of my good buddies, Eric, he said something that was very, very important. There's a lot of people that are still attached to the tragedy itself. And that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. And if you are, then it makes sense. And if you're not, and it's just purely you're a fan of the comic book or the character or whatever, that's fine too. I just want to just put it out there as far as how all of these things are coming together really quick. And when we're watching, a trailer for a movie that's 2 minutes long, it's like, yeah, there's a lot going on. Funny enough, the likes and the dislikes on the official trailer was crazy, man. Comic Book Review, Comic Book Movie had put it out saying on the official YouTube page for Lionsgate's movies, the new trailer for The Crow has 56,000 likes as of a day ago, which was basically 2 days after the trailer debuted. It said, conversely, the hidden data for the trailer's dislikes is at 78,000 per Comic Book Movie. 53,000 of those dislikes were acquired in the first 24 hours of the trailer's release. Social media chatter had already suggested that many filmgoers were not impressed with the reboot's trailer, but these numbers are further confirmation of just how polarizing the new movie appears to be. So look, guys, those numbers are probably even spiked more. I know even for my little reaction video, it was a lot of conversation. Interesting conversation, though. And for this, video, let's talk about this some more, guys. How are you feeling? I think as fans of the movie, of Brandon Lee, I think it's good to talk about these things and kind of get perspective, because I've gotten a lot of great perspective from you guys, just as much as I'm hoping I'm giving some perspective, or at least some opinions that are interesting enough to you about The Crow. One of the comments that really took me back was from Erica, and she had said maybe they're not in a rehab, maybe a mental health hospital. If they both came from broken homes, it would make their connection pretty strong. It could be they never felt love before they met each other. Now, this was something that it was like light in the tunnel, right? Because this movie could do some really good stuff. It could give us some really powerful scenes showing a different side of Eric and Shelley's relationship. Now, I know some people say, and I said it too in my reaction video, having their love never really shown on screen, but just through the flashbacks in the original film made it more powerful, right? But the same could be said if this is done correctly. They could really have the characters be a lot more layered. So I guess what I'm saying, guys, is there could be hope. When this movie comes out, I'm gonna be in the theaters watching it, and I'm gonna be watching it with a lot of curiosity, a little bit of cautiousness, just as a hardcore fan of that original movie. I'm gonna have a lot of cautiousness, but I'm open-minded to it, because again, in the past we've seen this happen before. When I went to go see The Dark Knight, I loved that Tim Burton Batman film so much. It was like I was such a young kid. It was one of those things that just sparked my imagination. So when I saw Heath Ledger was going to be doing it, and he was gritty and dark, and his face was kind of like ripped up and not super clean like Jack's or Cesar Romero's, I was like, what the hell is this? This is bullshit. I saw the film. The Dark Knight's one of my favorite films ever. You know what I'm saying? So same could be said with a lot of other characters, man. Look at Blade. Wesley Snipes, I loved Wesley Snipes in those Blade movies. He was just great in that role. A real martial artist who was portraying this character, and the fights and the choreography. Me as a martial artist, I loved it. I loved that shit. But Mahershala Ali, if they ever get this movie made, this new Blade movie, which I hope they do, but Mahershala Ali, he's a great actor. So I'm curious to see what he does. Who knows? It could be good. It might suck, but I'm not going to know until I see the movie. So anyways, guys, let's keep talking about this, man. We're literally like a fan community of The Crow that is grieving and dealing with the possibility of this film sucking, or maybe not. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Let's talk about it some more, guys. There's been a lot of good conversation. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support the channel. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the Nightwatch Zone, this is the time to do it. Do it. Become a part of this fantastic movie community where you'll never love and talk about movies the same. I'll catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. And it can't rain all the time. Peace.